Welcome back to my channel, beautiful people. If this is your first time of tuning into my channel, you are most welcome. Thank you very much. Before I go ahead, I want to apologize because it's as if after posting my first video, I went missing in action for 2 whole weeks. After my first video, it was as if everything that could go wrong went wrong. I then realized my broadband internet connection was not fast enough in uploads to load my videos. I even had to change my providers. Then my microphone started misbehaving. I even recorded a brand new video, edited everything, posted it, and I had to take it down immediately because the audio was so messed up. My shotgun microphone had to go and pick up all the ambient noise, and it was so hard to listen to. And while I was trying to correct the problem while I was editing, I messed up the whole thing because I tried to remove the background noise during editing, and my voice came out sounding like what I can't understand. And given that I'm new on YouTube as a creator, I decided to pull everything down because I didn't want to step out on the wrong foot. So I want to apologize for that. And I have decided in this channel I'm going to give you only quality content or nothing. So I had to pull it down. I would rather go back and do the same work over and over again than come out with something that my audience would not like. So thank you for coming back again. All these issues have been taken care of, and I promise you from today I'll be posting twice a week, on Wednesdays and on Sundays. My name is Joy Ijoma Meribe. I'm a Nigerian, but I live in Italy. Today I'm going to talk about some do's and don'ts for women in my culture, things women shouldn't do, shouldn't eat, or even participate in. In most of these do's and don'ts, there's always a hidden intention to either subjugate women or deny them of some good things in life that the men are enjoying. I want to tell you this funny story to give you an example of what I'm talking about. I ate chicken gizzard the first time in my life when I was 24 years old. Then I was in my final year in the university, and that was the same year I got married to my husband. My fiance at the time came to visit me at the uni because then I was living on campus. I looked at him strangely and said, "I've never eaten chicken gizzard in my life." Then it was his turn to look at me strangely and asked me why. I told him all my life I heard that the girls who ate chicken gizzard would never get married. Only my father ate chicken gizzard in my home, and it was specially reserved for him. Baba Krisi had a very good laugh, and he told me, "At your age and with your intelligence, you still believe this nonsense?" I told him, "Look, I don't know whether I believe it or not. All I know is that I did not want to ruin my chances of getting married." He said, "Well, your husband is here now. You can go ahead and eat the gizzards." And I was like, "Oh, no. Technically, we are not married yet, so anything can still happen." Since traditions, he had to convince me. He talked me into eating the gizzards. In my heart that moment, he scored a very big point because that was exactly the kind of man I wanted in my life. A man with a refined mentality who wouldn't put restrictions on me based on one nonsense tradition or the other. Even something as simple as the part of the meat that the men should eat and the women shouldn't eat. It is always the choicest part of the meat. It is never the chicken head or the chicken intestines. Sometimes they even succeed in convincing us that the part they have chosen for us is a privilege. There's this saying in Igbo language, which is "Adaniru Kwano." Ada in Igbo language means the first daughter of our parents. I am the first daughter of my parents, and I'm actually the first child of my parents. Ada na-eri ukwu anụ means the first daughter that eats the butt of the meat. At some point in my life, I even considered it a compliment to be called Ada na-eri ukwu anụ by friends and family, until the day that I was given the butt of the chicken as my own portion of meat. I didn't like it. I didn't want to eat it, and my father, with so much pride, explained to me that in our culture, that the butt of the chicken or the butt of the meat was specially reserved for the first daughters. Since that time, as a young girl, I began to think. So of all the parts of the meat they could reserve for the first girl, the first daughter, they chose the butt of the meat, the place where the poop comes out from. Who made all these traditions? Most of our African cultures and traditions are almost always for the subjugation of women and children, and they even sell it to us as a privilege, something you should receive with gratitude. At least something was given to you at all. I remember while growing up, my father would say, go join your mother in the kitchen, you're a girl. A good wife shouldn't do this or that. If I did anything wrong, the question was always, is this how you're going to behave in your husband's house? It was as if I was constantly reminded that my highest goal in life was to become someone's good wife. Don't get me wrong, even now, my highest goals are to constantly improve myself as a person, be the good wife and mother I can be, and also excel in my career. My father would say all those things because that was how he was raised. That was what he knew. Now this is a man that with my mother, they spent more money on my education in a private boarding school at the time. As the first child and the first experience at parenting, they made sure they gave me every good thing they could afford. I remember talking sometime years ago with my mother-in-law, and she told me how before she got married in the Catholic Church, she was sent for some time to live with the Reverend sisters so that she would be prepared by them on how to be a good wife. I asked him, what about your husband? Where was he sent? She looked at me almost scandalized and said, men are not sent anywhere. I told her, that's not fair. If you were going into the same marriage with him, he should also be taught something, or maybe prepared on how to be a good husband to you. She said, you're right. I've never thought about it this way, because this is what I've always known. As a female child, you are raised to be so multitasking, as a good wife, as a good mother, as a homemaker, and also a good worker outside the home to contribute to the family finance. And the boys, are they prepared to be this multitasking? My mother has a different mentality when it comes to this. Maybe as a woman who has had her own share of injustice, she raised us all the same. Whatever the girls did in her home, the boys also did. Even something as essential and important as knowing how to cook the food you eat. Some parents reserve that skill only to their female children. After all, the boys would get married to women who would cook for them. Society shames an adult female who doesn't know how to cook, but looks at the adult male with understanding. After all, he's a man. He doesn't have to know how to do it. Some parents went as far as getting their female children to cook and wash for their equally capable brothers, because to them, that is the role of a woman. These girls grow up doing practically all the chores in the house. And when it's time to inherit property, they tell you she's a girl, she cannot inherit property, especially in the Igbo culture. This is so wrong and unfair. When I see men of this generation doing this to their sisters, sharing their parents' properties without any considerations for their sisters who grew up in the same home with them, I wonder, are we supposed to be going forward or backward as a people? Some say it's because she would get married one day and become a part of another family, and they don't want her to carry their family wealth into another family. How petty and inconsiderate can that be? Meanwhile, some of you have dual citizenship and you are enjoying the rights of a citizen of one country and the other. When I ask questions about why some things should be done or shouldn't be done, and you tell me nothing but it's a tradition, please miss me with that tradition talk. If you cannot provide a good answer to why some things should be done or should not be done, that is where your common sense should kick in. Ask yourself, is this fair and just? There are so many examples of how these man-made cultures and traditions play a very bad role in the lives of women. But the moment you question it or speak against it, you will see some men who would ask you, how dare you? How dare you question the cultures and traditions of our forefathers? This is only because they don't want to lose their exclusive privileges. And some of you are complaining about racism. You are part of the problem. You have the same mentality of a racist. White privilege, male privilege, same difference. As parents who are raising children in this generation, especially mothers, raise the kind of man that you would want for your daughter someday as a husband. As a mother, I have never told my daughter the things she should do or she shouldn't do, or put any form of limitations on her capabilities and things she could achieve as a girl, as a female child. I'm simply trying to raise a good human being. And for my son, the same things that are expected of my daughter to learn and do is also expected of him. If you stayed with me up to this point in this video, thank you for sticking around. If you have anything you want to add to this topic, or personal experiences you want to share, or even suggestions of topics that you want me to discuss in this channel, please go to the comment section, tell me about it, write it, and I am all ears and all eyes to read your comments. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you've not, for more interesting topics. And also remember to click on the, what is it called again, the notification bell, so that you will not miss any upload from me on this channel. And I promise you, no dull moments. God bless you.